What up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Chinnist. Today is January 23rd, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. I have my haul here of 22 with 20 different titles. Threw up my Midtown order and left-hand side as well. I have read through this stack. Should you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. Starting off on the DC side, Justice League number 16. This concluded the Hawk People storyline. I was not too much of a fan, to tell you the truth. A little bit slow at times, you know, just a mediocre storyline. But this did conclude it. Overall, I think I'm going to be looking more forward to the second story arc that they're starting off, going back to the Source Wall and the multiverse storyline. So that was the original Justice League No Justice story arc that kind of started off this new Justice League reboot. So yeah, looking forward to that. Naomi. This is a number one that came out. Brian Michael Bendis is the writer on this one. I was not really expecting too much, you know. When I flipped through this one, it's the artwork that got me. Man, I thought this artwork was pretty phenomenal in my opinion. I would give this artwork about a 4.25, maybe a 4.5 out of 5. Man, this is great stuff. So yeah, the artwork is what really, you know, gravitated me towards this comic. The dialogue was the other great gotcha, you know. So this girl has no powers that we're aware of, you know, yet at this point in time. She sees a Superman battle in her hometown. She's in a very small town in, I think, Oregon. And, you know, nothing ever happens there. But for some reason, Superman came by, had a huge battle, but it seemed like nothing in the media covered it whatsoever. She finds it extremely weird, so she kind of goes out on this little quest to see, you know, kind of what's going on. And that's what starts off this mystery. So there's some sort of cover-up that's going on that Naomi is going to try to figure out what's going on there. There was a previous superhero battle that occurred in this hometown of hers that no one knows anything about except for a few people. So something kind of intriguing going on. There's a little bit of a puzzle. Man, I'm definitely intrigued. So this is one that I did not expect to pick up, did not expect to continue on. But man, due to the artwork, due to the dialogue, the little piece of the puzzle there, man, really a fan. So yeah, Naomi number 1. Damage number 13. So I hear they officially are going to be canceling this Damage story arc, or I'm sorry, Damage title. Not too sure how far out they're going to go. I think it may be number 15. Let me know if y'all know, guys. But yeah, so overall, Damage started off very well. There was a huge lull. The artwork went to crap. The storyline got very stagnant. The character development just kind of stopped overall. And it started to pick up. And right when it started to pick up, that's when it got canceled. So this story arc right here, and the last one was against the Justice League. Damage versus the Justice League. He went back to the Watchtower, and now this is really Damage versus Batman and the fate of Damage, what they have decided to do with him. So yeah, really enjoy Damage now, even though they're going to be canceling it. So yeah, very unfortunate. Damage number 13. Another new Age of Heroes, Sideways number 12. I think overall he was the most successful. Silencer actually got to the TV series though, but as far as I think sales for comics, I think Sideways was ranked number 1 for the new Age of Heroes. The artwork was phenomenal. Man, I give this one like a 4.5 out of 5 for the superhero detail artwork that I'm looking for personally. Storyline was great. A quick wit, you know, teleporter, basically. Somewhat like Blink, you know, from the X-Men. Good stuff, man. Good battles. He's still trying to learn how his powers kind of work, you know, where they came from. They did his origin story, you know, not too long ago. Pretty cool in this one issue. He actually opens a rift within a rift to create a black hole, you know, in order to defeat an enemy. Pretty cool stuff, man. So yeah, check it out. Sideways number 12. Teen Titans number 26. So yeah, ever since Damian kind of rebooted the team, brand new teammates, brand new direction for where he wants to go, a lot more darker, a lot more gruesome. Love it, man. Great new direction for Teen Titans versus where they were, in my opinion. So overall, Robin has taken the team back to the Batcave. They are searching for a few things. You know, Robin has an alternative motive I won't kind of give that one away, but you know, he's found out a little bit of a trust issue with Red Hood, but yeah, great issues here, man. So a little bit of a battle with Batman. I won't show you what happens or what the little twist is there, but great action and good character development, especially with Damian, man. Damian Wayne is one of my favorites. He's always evolving, man, growing more and more in this Teen Titans. Yeah, Teen Titans number 26. Shazam number 2. So obviously, I guess this was to come out in the month of December. I remember that they put this one on hold. So yeah, I guess they didn't change the cover. I'm not sure why they did that. You know, easily they could have swapped that one out. Nonetheless, I believe since the last issue, they have changed the artist. Man, I really recall that issue number 1, and I'm sorry, I don't recall who that artist was, but I do not think it was Marco Stantucci. I believe it's how you pronounce his last name. This art just seems, you know, just different, more mediocre versus that issue number 1, man. So yeah, besides the artwork, the storyline is great from that issue number 1 carried on, no problem, man. So, you know, this one is not just Shazam. This is actually the entire Shazam family, the entire orphanage, all his, you know, let's say orphan brothers and sisters, all share the Shazam power here in this one issue reboot that they're doing here. Love it. So they go off to this little, kind of like Pinocchio's world. What is it called? Like Pleasure Island, I think is where he went. And yeah, almost the same concept, man. It seems like there's things that kind of luring them in for some reason. Don't know if this is, you know, maybe a test for the family. But yeah, great storyline, man. I just wish the artwork would have maintained like that number 1 did. Other than that, man, love this title. Shazam number 2. One more from DC. This was straight up a cover grab for me. I passed it up on Midtown. I saw it in, you know, in live action. I actually, you know, enjoyed it a little bit more. So this was also a first appearance of Nama, the Dragon God. Not reading Aquaman. Again, this is really just a cover grab, but first appearance in this one as well, if y'all are into that one. Moving on to Marvel. So another one that I am not currently reading issue to issue. Immortal Hulk number 12. This one was pretty hot today. So this one had the first appearance of the One Below All, I believe. Yep, One Below All. I did skim through this one, so you know, I think I'm in the minority. I know many of y'all are loving the storyline. Ever since he went to hell, you know, I was just not a fan too much, to tell you the truth. And I know that most of y'all love it, but yeah, I'm gonna try to read this one more time when it's collected in trade. I must be missing something for everyone to love it, and I just, you know, I'm just kind of, it's mediocre to me. But very hot comic today, so one for the PC I stuck in Mylar, and one for my spec box. Another number 1 that came out today, Guardians of the Galaxy. So with this one, this is cover A. I was also able to grab this incentive by Steve Skrosky, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. So this was listed at Midtown for, I think, $10 listed. Both my LCS offer the incentives for cover price. So yeah, always happy to pick these up. Some I love more than others, man. I really enjoy Groot. So Guardians of the Galaxy, I've never really truly been a fan ever, you know, by comics, to tell you the truth. The movies really got me more into them, but not enough to really pick up any of the issues. Since the movies came out, you know, I've tried an issue here and there, just not really a fan. So Donny Cates, man, I am a true fan of Donny Cates. I don't know if it's just him, but man, I fell in love with this issue. So overall, it picks up from the Infinity Wars and the death of Thanos. We're picking up right there. You find out there's a little bit of a twist. Thanos is not dead. What he claims is his mental psyche, all his memories got transferred into another body, and they have to go figure it out. So there's a whole list of people that could potentially be the body of Thanos, the new body of Thanos. So man, very cool concept. Picked up right where Infinity Wars left off, but you did not really have to read that to tell you the truth. You could jump right into this one. So first appearance of brand new team, and the Cosmic Ghost Rider is part of the brand new team, man. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but man, I am definitely a fan. The humor that's kind of put throughout this by Donny Cates, man, love it. So yeah, definitely a fan. I was not going to subscribe to this one. I called my LCS today after I read this one to subscribe. love it. Definitely check this one out, guys. You know, like me, if you are not a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, man, don't worry about it. Check out this one issue, you know, make up your mind from there. But I am currently a fan. Avengers number 13. This one issue really centered around the Million BC Iron Fist. Maybe the first Iron Fist ever, but definitely the Million BC Iron Fist that they've shown in a couple of the Avenger issues so far, including, what was it, the Prelude, I believe? So this is her origin story. She starts off, you know, of course, Million BC. There's a civilization, and they explain it's kind of a little bit of mystical god, a little bit of humans. This is where the power of the Iron Fist came into play. This is where the first one learned how to, the training of it to make her fist indestructible, so to speak. And this is where she fought the dragon and actually defeated the dragon that started that little brand that you see, the little dragon tattoo, is where she got that after she defeated the dragon. So yeah, complete brand new origin story. She gets kicked out. And I'll leave it right here, but man, very gruesome, man. I loved how she punched this this monkey ape in the head, just completely popped its head, dude. I just love that. So yeah, she's a very cool character, great origin story. Avengers number 13, definitely check it out. But I really like that the Million BC Avengers team, great character. Star Wars number 60. Man, surprised it's all the way at 60 at this point in time. So yeah, our heroes are trapped on a world that has zero spaceship, they have zero ways to communicate off-world, and they have like a transport that comes in like every 4 months, and that's really it. So they're trapped at this point in time, but you have the shock troopers coming in. Great lightsaber battle. To start off with, ends really quick. I won't give away, you know, kind of what happens there, but a little bit of a swap. It's actually the stormtroopers who get stuck on the planet while our heroes kind of escape at the end. Won't give away how that happens, but yeah, love the Star Wars storylines out there. Star Wars number 60. Uncanny X-Men Annual number 1. So I love the new Uncanny X-Men reboot. You know, I started out with Uncanny X-Men as a very little kid. That's what got me into comics, what got me into Marvel. Crossed over DC after that, but man, it really started with Uncanny X-Men. So the death of X. So y'all may have read the last Uncanny X-Men by now, and you may have heard Cyclops is back. So I read throughout the death of X, you know, and you know, a little bit, I was a little bit disappointed how that storyline kind of unfolded, how Scott Summers, you know, contracted the virus and he died early on, and then the rest of the issues was just kind of like a holographic image, you know, so to speak, by Emma Frost. So he's brought back from the grave. This is a story of how he's brought back. Teenage Cable is instrumental in making that one happen. Won't show you what happens, but not really sure how I feel about how they brought him back. You know, I didn't like how they killed him off. I'm not really happy how they brought him back so far. I'm happy he's back. But man, I don't know, dude. There's like a little bit of like soap opera storyline kind of going on in here. But this is the return of Scott Summers, and we'll see the next Uncanny X-Men volume, his return to the X-Men. So yeah, Uncanny Annual number 1. Grabbed a few of those throwback type of storylines that came out, or titles that came out this week. This was a horror storyline, Crypt of Shadows. This is cover B. I noticed the cover B sold out. Not sure if it was hot, but I think just sold out, you know, preference over cover A, I believe. So overall, a few stories in here, and very much like Tales from the Crypt. If you are a fan of those older Tales from the Crypt storylines, a comic book, you know, before they made it into a TV show, this is identical to those older anthologic type of horror storylines. They have nothing to do with each other. It's just kind of one-off little storylines. Some are good, some are bad. You know, the fact that they were only, you know, span a couple pages in each comic, you know, the story is very limiting. But other than that, you know, I really prefer current day storylines to where, you know, spans multiple issues. But nonetheless, this is pretty cool. Homage to like a Tales from the Crypt. If you were a fan of that back then, definitely check this one out. One of the other throwbacks, War is Hell. I passed up on the, there's one more that came out. I can't recall if that was the romantic love one that came out this month or the detective, forgot. But there was one that I passed up. I just went with a war and that last horror. So this one again, two different storylines. Artwork is decent, you know. I would totally pass up on this if you are a war type of, you know, historical type of story lover. If you used to like those old army type of storylines that came out, you know, like in the 60s, this is definitely for you. You know, other than that, it's a pass for me, to tell you the truth. The storylines, in my opinion, is maybe just only like a 2.5 out of 5. The artwork, maybe a 3, but this was a pass for me. Moving on to Image EXO Sisters. So this is one to where I both love the storyline as well as the artwork. There was the quick wit, sarcastic type of humor that's used in here, man, love it. This was compared very, at the very beginning by the LCS owner to Venture Brothers. You know, the humor that's in Venture Brothers is definitely this type of humor in this one title. So yeah, you have two sisters, not really sisters, one's a spell, one's a real human. Won't get into that one, but detective agency, they kind of help the supernatural type of events. So yeah, this was a pretty good storyline here, man. A little bit of a twist. You think there's a devil, you think he's not a devil, and it's a little bit opposite. He's an angel. So yeah, pretty funny storyline, good humor. Check this out, EXO Sisters number 4. One more from Image, Die, Die, Die. Big twist in this one. So this one started out really like a super assassination or super assassin type of storyline. So there's a little bit of a twist. I don't want to show you that first page, you know, I'll show you the second page, but man, there's a huge twist, I guess, coming up to this new storyline. You know, a little bit of a maybe a not supernatural, but an off-world type of storyline kind of coming up, and very intriguing. So the extra, you know, gore, the extra sex that's you know, hidden in these storylines, really more about these government officials at the end of the day. It's kind of like the storylines kind of revolving around them. So yeah, very cool storylines, you know, great title overall, man. Die, 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 I really enjoy this one. Got one from Comics Tribe, Sync number 7, I believe. Yep, number 7. Similar to Ice Cream Man, you know, these are stories that have no relevance to each other. They're just one-off type of storylines, you know, really a horror anthology. This one was not as gruesome as some of the other previous storylines. This one kind of centering around a new gang member trying to go through initiation. You know, this person is supposed to do something really gruesome, you know, maybe kill some people, and he just can't muster the strength to do so. So he's trying to come up with other plans to try to impress his gang members, but without killing someone. So yeah, this storyline is a little bit different because others have been very gruesome, maybe a lot of death, you know, very twisted. This one's a little bit more lighthearted, you know, compared to the other Sync storylines out there so far. So yeah, Sync number 7. Got a couple from IDW. Road of the Dead number 3. I love zombie storylines, man, love it. But yeah, since it's getting saturated, man, some of the storylines get played out. So, you know, there's got to be good dialogue, good character development, you know, twist here and there. So this one really centered around the tank, you know, more than anything in this one title. Really how they utilize the tank, how they kind of learn how to you know, what the limitations are as far as how much gas it takes, how fast does it go. It actually attracts the zombies, but, you know, they're able to decimate the zombies, you know, at the same time. So yeah, pretty cool. You know, like the tank, like almost like a character in this one title. But yeah, love the title overall. A couple of the main characters, you'll see what happens, but man, a couple of them die off. Won't tell you who dies off, but yeah, Road to the Dead number 3. Spider King, this was a one-shot. So Spider King came out, I think maybe about half a year ago, maybe about 6 months ago. Man, really enjoyed that storyline. It was in the Norwegian Viking times. What you had was an alien who came down to Earth, I think started hunting the humans. The humans got into the alien ship and started taking its weapons and started fighting the alien with its own weapons, and they defeated the alien. So the same band, it seems like it's almost like, maybe like a month after that first storyline started, and they kind of get into another adventure. This adventure is pretty cool, man. Really enjoy it, and, one of them kind of dies. So this is a one-shot, but, a lot of storyline actually happens here in this one-shot. Pretty thick issue as well. So yeah, really enjoy this one. Spider King, I hope they start a volume 2 on this one. Have only one from Valiant this week. I did not realize that Livewire was not in my box today. So yeah, I'm going to be going back to the store for that a little bit later on this week. EXO Manowar, man, love the storyline. So somewhat of an Iron Man, with his armor, but more of a cosmic feel to it. So kind of like Green Lantern, but fantasy artwork, man. Love this storyline. So I enjoy the character development of Eric, who is EXO Manowar, who wears the EXO armor. Always great character development, and I enjoy this one panel to where he's exploring how his armor actually works. When he's wearing the armor, when he urinates, what happens to that? It's a pretty good dialogue, in there. So yeah, EXO Manowar, man, check it out. Guys, that's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. Should you enjoy what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.